Recording. All right, welcome back from our week-long break and to our Wonders, a series of Wonders event campaign. I'm your humble DM Robin, joining us today by Kenzie, our dwarf cleric Hamura, Stefan, our human sorcerer Riveni.
Yep.
Alex play as
An
a
enigma.
new character, yes, which name is Vorko.
Spoilers.
Yeah, we'll talk about him later. So I'm just gonna say names because it's already on the camera. So yeah,
Opening credits, spoilers. Haha.
we will figure
Damn it! Why did I
about him
not
later.
do that?
Then Nathan play as Viking, our Asmar Plowden, and Kat play as Tali, our Wood Elf Rogue. So before the previous session, the group of adventurers, they escape the treacherous cage of drow and sort of go their separate ways. Actually, it's Suits who left everyone behind, proceed on his own quest, so to speak. And eventually, they found themselves trapped. Like, not so much as trapped, but more like they enter some sort of a safer place where there is an illusion of lake that might be able to block out the drow. Well, according to their new acquaintance, Orlok, the dwarf scholar, that's what he said. And right now, the group is just like wandering in the ruins what alleged to be the lost temple of some sort of mighty powerful being, and they just try to find a way out. So as you guys enter the chamber, Orlog is still studying. I believe last week some of you says you're gonna proceed forward to examine the place, if I'm correct. Well, I believe Riveni will be staying here to study the ruins with Orlog and Gunnar. So, yeah. What would you guys like to do now? Like, which direction would you guys like to proceed? That's the case.
Up.
Up? So, forward, basically?
No, up. We're in the end.
Yeah, I know,
We're
but
underground.
for
I
now...
want to go up.
Yeah. Okay. For now, you don't see any direct way up.
There's no elevator. It's like
No, it's not as convenient as you think. So,
all right.
yeah. And remind you guys are still wounded and hurt. I don't know if you guys wanted for a prolonged rest, but from where I stand, you guys are still tired, exhausted. So, what would you guys like to do at this point?
I
wouldn't be opposed to a rest of any sort.
Mm-hmm. So, Hamura says she doesn't need to rest, so to speak.
That's funny. I didn't actually see her mouth move on the stream.
I'd be okay either way.
Okay.
I'm a ventriloquist, you know?
Mm-hmm. So.
I don't think I have anything really left in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say most of our casters are tapped out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And with Suits...
The suit's gone.
Gone, so to speak. You guys...
I'm assuming he's dead.
Yeah.
I'm just like, maybe he lost.
Maybe.
I haven't seen him yet. He's probably dead. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you were talking near Orlog. Orlog's like, well, if he's not with you guys and lost in the Underdark, this can be a treacherous place. I wouldn't go anywhere without companion. Well, speaking of companion...
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, speaking of companion, I think I should introduce you guys to my companion as well.
Am I actually, was I there or am I just like showing up?
you didn't read the handout I sent you?
I did, but I didn't. It didn't seem like I was in the room.
Okay, so as he speak and waves at you in the distance, Vorko, don't be shy. Come on, meeting new friends. It's always nice. And yeah, you
Are
see,
any of them dragonborn?
like the rest of the team sees. Wait, why isn't it showing? All right, at the far end of the room of the tunnel, you see a giant figure walking slowly towards you guys.
Bunch of tall bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very tall.
So I'll leave it to you, Alex. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so
You're on the
on the other end of the
yeah,
room,
on
you
the-
see a white dragonborn with long horns in the back, silver or not silver, with piercing blue eyes, just arms cross leaning against the wall, just observing everyone. You see he's wearing leather straps all with a kind of like a half of a tunic on the bottom, just kind of like what you would normally see a barbarian wear. He's covered in intricate depictions of battle all across his body from what you can see. He's kind of scowling at everybody. He's looking everyone over.
None of you are dragonborn.
Yes.
Figures.
Or like is starting to speak is like, yes. None of them are dragonborn, but that doesn't matter. That never stops us from meeting new, friends, right? I mean, it's always
No.
the better the merrier.
No,
Like,
no.
the more the merrier. Like in the Underdark.
Do you consider me your friend?
Well, sort of, I guess. You never give
Then
me
you're wrong.
quite the positive response, so I'm not sure.
Because I don't trust any of you.
Well, at least that's mutual.
Dwarves are just all busy looking, staring at their stones. Humans with their bickering and judging other races, mingling.
Okay.
And
What do you
elves
guys-
off doing whatever.
I don't really judge other races myself. I'm reading it. But what's your do you already say his name?
Well,
No.
Orlog calls him Vorkol, but that's it. So
But my name's Romania. Nice to meet you.
I just stare at her like not even responding.
okay.
Are we going to what?
This is getting awkward.
Oh, he's so friendly already.
Yeah.
Can we count on you in a fight, though? I don't want to sword
At
in my
least he's not
back.
trying to kill us.
Like,
I should be.
Yeah.
I should be asking you. You look all. I feel like I could kill you all in one swing.
I'd like to see you try.
Don't. I don't want. I don't want to fight right now.
No, we need rest.
Don't tempt him.
Well,
I haven't said anything. What do you mean? Don't tempt him.
I don't even know if I see him yet.
I'm like around the corner, like sitting
chilling.
down, resting already. Just someone said, "Take a rest." I'm like already sleeping.
Yeah.
oh.
How much longer do we have to look at these stupid stones, Orlog?
Everyone.
Well, I paid you for 2 weeks. At least you can, not being
How long have you guys been here?
over
That's a better question.
over 3 weeks actually. Yeah. So Underdark is a weird place where time flies faster or slower than you think. So they have already been here for 3 weeks, but
Do you know
Orko
how to
didn't
get
know that.
out?
That's the thing.
Do I not know that?
No, you didn't notice.
I did. Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
why
notice.
you are getting grumpy, because you think it's been so long, but in fact, it actually is. It's just you didn't really. You can't really tell the time in here. You don't have a timer or anything to set the date. There's no light to like assist you to judge. So yeah.
I'm just pissed off. Pissed off. I have to be down here
Yeah. True.
dealing with this dwarf.
Well, Orlok continues and says, "Well, if you guys need to rest, I set up a camp nearby, so you can use it as a temporal spot to rest. We have bedrolls. Well, some much more comfortable rocks you can lie on. Oh, and don't wander too far around the corners because
No, nice soft rocks. Ooh.
yeah, just because there might be traps. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair. I wouldn't see them anyway.
So he points
Show
you
us this-
guys towards the direction over here. And like there's a small pass, but it's only suitable for dwarves to go through. Like, and you have to be a skinny dwarf to go through, so it's hard. So you can see around the corner. He points you guys towards this direction, and Yao says, "My camp is just over there." So, yeah. And I will stay here with Gundren and to further study the ancient ruins. If you guys need anything, just yell. It's not like we have much company here. So yeah. So do you guys?
Okay.
What do you guys do at this point?
I'm in like deep thought at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm. But I'll go with the party.
Okay.
What
Else-
ruins is he looking at?
Oh, the ruins are not really within your range of study, but they look like, well, not for your knowledge, you don't. You can only tell one of them that's from your past, from your travels. You saw one of the similar type. But for those of you who, like, other than Vorkol, you guys notice that some part, especially Rivani, you notice that some part looks a lot like the parchments you found before. In the Wizard's Tower, along with, yes, the dragon. So, yeah.
Which I will tell everybody, all those notes was with suits.
No,
Yep.
they're in the bag of holding. When you
I
guys,
thought I had those
when
on me.
you left, when you left, you took the basic materials for combat. So you took your magic book, which is now lost. You took your weapons, the rod, all the other stuff. You didn't have enough time to take all your belongings back to you. So the parchment is still in the bag of holding. That's a good thing because you keep Commonwealth together.
Do I have the bag of holding again, or
Well, it's
is that?
I believe last time.
I think I was the last one to take my stuff out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I
can
think
I give
it's
it
on
back
you.
to Ravani?
Maybe.
Sounds about right.
Okay. So I'll rule that Rivani now has the bag of holding.
And you do realize it's full of dead bodies, right?
Full of cats.
And
Actually, no. It's
full of fish.
full of. It's
Yeah,
actually full
fish.
of 21 pounds of fish,
Yes.
according to the bag of holding contents.
They're like, are they just rotting at this point?
Maybe
Well, they don't rot. Bag of holding has a
there's no air.
yeah. There's no air. There's no time flows. Stuff just froze.
Oh.
Yeah, in place, like in refrigerator, except
I just imagine it like it's still time passes through there. It's just like the longer it's in there, it just starts rotting. You're like, oh no.
If that was the case,
It like pull it out, it's just like slime. You're like, oh shit. Ooh.
if that was the case, I'd be like, building a still in there
Mm-hmm.
and having like this mobile liquor still.
Oh yeah.
Where I ferment my wine.
Okay.
Somebody in the astral plane walks past. They're like, "What the hell is
What
that?"
is that?
It's like a big liquor cabinet.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys all move towards the resting spot.
And if I see the runes, I'll sort of mention that they look weirdly similar to like that scripture stuff we found like a while back.
I'm gonna take a torch and just lead everybody over
Okay.
begrudgingly.
I'm actually gonna edit the bag of holding list. I had an extra couple of things that I'm putting in
Mm-hmm.
to get it out of my inventory, like an extra long and short sword and some chain shirt.
Okay. Hold on. Did I hand you over? Sorry, Alex. Did I hand you over the character's token? For you.
I have the. I just clicked and dragged it on top of the.
Okay. Try to see if you can control this one because there's HP and.
That's just a smaller.
Yeah, the smaller.
Okay.
One.
It's
Yeah,
just
because it's linked with your character sheet. It's easier. All right. So you guys all move to the resting spot. Along the way, you see more of these ruins. Part of them are destroyed, maybe due to.
I'm guessing this is the camp right here.
Yeah, the camp right here. Along the way, you see more. So part of them are, like I said, destroyed due to maybe prolonged time exposure, or maybe whatever the force that caused this lost temple to be sunken into the Underdark. However, as you look at it, Riveni, especially you,
Mhm.
those ruins, they look like. How should I put this? Some carvings looks curvy and smooth, while others appears to be crude and rough. As you lay your hands onto them, you can almost feel the raw power that flows through each stroke. Trapped like a caged beast, yearning for freedom. Either create wonders or bring down destructions. You can't really tell, but there are some of them that's still humming and powers. You just don't know how to activate them.
Is there a way to figure out how to activate them?
Well, it's up to you. How would you like to study them, though?
With Arcana, I guess.
Okay.
Um,
Roll your
where's-
Arcana check. You
where's-
will have advantage. On
or is that what you? Or is that not what you meant?
You can do that. You can check with your Arcana, like with your past knowledge. Now that you remember, they are related to the parchments. Well, even
Really?
with your advantage, you can only tell that a few of them are linked to the parchment. You are cross-referencing the parchments right now with the wall, and all you can tell are some symbols seems to have caused something. Well, the effects it's like lost on you, but you can definitely be sure that they are linked. Well,
Do I know anything?
you've been down
would I
here
be able
long
to?
enough, so you've been listening to Orlog for a prolonged time. So yeah, you can roll a check. You just don't have the advantage because you never really study into this area.
Is it Arcana?
Yeah, roll for Arcana check. These are strictly Arcana. Okay.
12. Damn.
I don't see anything there. All right. Okay. 12. So, from what Orlog said before, you believe some of them are the key to kind of unlock something. So
The runes?
yeah, the runes. Some of them seems like they're written in a form that maybe it's linked to some part of the mechanism to unlock something. But that's the best you can tell.
All right.
Okay. So you guys rested for the night.
I'll take watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you take watch.
I'll take.
Yeah.
I'll take my first. I'll take the first watch because I don't trust any of these people.
Okay. So you take watch with Tully. 9 actually follows you guys as Callista quietly disappears.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm still contemplating like deeply, and as I'll take a watch as well if Vor is going to be up,
Okay.
and I have to like approach him like when nobody's around and ask him something very seriously.
Okay.
So this is like a one-on-one with him and I, and I'm like, "You've been here like 3 weeks now. What do you use for toilet paper?"
Orlog is like
Wait, are you telling me I've been here for 3 weeks?
weeks.
Wasn't that what they said? You were here for. What do you wipe your bum with? I don't see
Fucking
any leads
stone.
here.
Clamshell method.
Yeah.
What, you not tough enough to wipe
There's
your ass with a
clams
stone?
down in the Underdark. I'm confused here. I'm like really contemplating this, like deeply contemplation.
I've just been told that I've been here for 3 weeks. I'm gonna just go walk over and find Orlog.
Okay.
Whatever.
Bring back toilet paper.
Okay. Orlog is still studying like the ancient ruins, along with another dwarf you didn't know before. But anyway,
I was
they
just
are-
gonna like
yeah.
slowly do it all the way around, but I was like, nah, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
You
drawing
did
my
this
great
first,
sword.
It's fine. So he's
And I'm looking at
crossing
him.
his finger and doing notes, writing down on his books. You
I'm
can
drawing
see-
my greatsword,
Okay.
and I'm staring at him.
Okay. He's totally not paying any attention to you. He's busy writing down notes, and he's talking to Gundren in. Do you speak Dwarven?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you
Only
don't
speak
really
two
understand
languages.
what they're talking about, but judging by
I'm gonna-
how excited they sound, you think he might be on a breakthrough, but that's just what you think.
I'm gonna grab him by the throat and pick him up.
Okay. What the? Oh, okay.
2 weeks. You
Calm
paid me,
down,
and then you
Vorgo.
you were going to give me the information you promised me. We have been here 3 weeks.
How did he know that? Okay. Well, time might be playing a little trick on your mind, so we've only been down here for
I'm gonna
1 week and a half.
squeeze a little bit tighter.
Okay.
You do not make a fool out of me.
I don't consider you as a fool, but we've only
The
been
information.
down
now.
here for a week and a half. Intimidation.
Now.
Roll for intimidation check. Yeah, no. You have advantage because he never expect you to realize.
Because you're using physical violence, you have advantage.
Okay. Okay. Let me roll for something. Okay.
Is there a reason we don't see it, or was that a?
No. He
GM?
rolled. Like it's fine. It's fine. I saw his roll. But anyway, Orlog is like, fine, just let me go. I can't speak when I'm choked.
You're lucky
see
I
his
don't
face
kill you
grow-
right now.
Yeah, but you can see his face grows red, and it's like he's
I
not
hold
red.
I hold him for like a couple more seconds,
He's
not
like-
saying anything, and then I let it go.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
drop him.
Okay. He's like, it's no way to treat an old fellow like this. Come on. Haven't your parents shown you manners? Anyway.
They taught me manners.
Anyway.
They taught me to respect the strong, not the weak and the liars.
From where I stand, the one with knowledge or the one who are strong, but, well, let's agree to disagree. Alright. I might have stayed here for a longer, prolonged time, but it's purely for study. And don't be mad. it also related to your, well, lead, so to speak. You see, when you talk about the whoever you are after, he kind of reminds me of something I read in the book. So, just hear me out. He can see you being impatient, and he's like holding his hand. Just hear me out. So
My great sword during all this, I'm
Yeah.
bringing it out of the just jamming it into the ground, like just staring down at him.
okay. I get your point. All right, let's be cool. So, when I read about this like figure who spreads death among the ground, he kind of fits your description on the one you are chasing after. The thing is, this figure has been gone for a century. Well, more than a century, for 100 years. So you can see why I'm trying to do the research, try to figure out who it is or what it is, because there hasn't been any sightings of him like since. And all the like tales about this target you're searching, it's vague. It's not. They only describe his figure, and that's all. Like, rumor has it he's the one who spreads death and tries to do something to challenge the place of gods. Well, of course, this all sounds like nonsense. I know, but
No, I totally understand exactly what you're saying. The fact that you wasted my time and lied to me from the get-go is what I don't like. And you're very lucky
okay.
that you are probably the key to me figuring out who this is. Otherwise, I would have killed you.
I guess. Thank you. Anyway.
Payment. Now.
Yeah. All right. He reaches out in his pocket and hands you over the agreed amount. So you get 20 gold pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
I just walk away.
Okay.
I go back to the camp.
Yeah, you heard him like grumpy and say something in Dwarvish, which you assume are curses. But yeah, you totally ignore him.
So he's coming back angry, or he left angry.
Oh, and you guys all heard what they were talking about because they're in a
The
high
whole
pitched
conversation.
tone. Yeah.
No, I kind of figured he just had to go for a poop, so he was going angry, coming back even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit down and finish my watch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So 9 is sitting beside you, and he's like, "So, what's your story?"
Oh, 9's asking me.
Yeah.
I don't tell people my life to. I don't tell my life to strangers,
Fair enough. But you see,
let alone
in here,
machines.
we only get stronger if we stick together. I don't like spending another second here more than you do. But if your tale has something that could help us get out of here,
The only thing you need to know about me is I can swing a blade very well. And that's all you need to know.
9 doesn't say anything else. He just goes back to his, like, which you assume is resting, but he just sits there and stare into the darkness. Yeah.
I'm gonna check on like the band on my horn and check if and see if it's still snugly on there.
Okay.
I tell Vor, I'm like, I assure you, friend, I am the furthest thing you can get from being strange or stranger. Yeah.
Says the gray-skinned man.
Is this the pale dragon? Yeah.
Right. So the first watch is uneventful. Like, basically. Okay, yep. Occasionally you heard the echoing sound of humming. Like something is humming, but you don't know what exactly it is. But nothing else. Moving on to the next shift. Who is on the second watch?
I am again. Don't sleep.
You don't sleep?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, but I do leave the cat. Like I do move away from everyone else.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So
I
if
do
you
sleep.
don't sleep, I'll rule you have exhaustion.
I move away from everyone else and then I sleep.
Okay. So you sleep on the intersection.
I move I move my equipment.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I sleep.
So besides Vorko, who's on the second watch?
I'll probably go next since I got woken up by
the noise.
Earlier.
Okay. So I guess Rivani is on the second watch. Everyone else still asleep. Correct?
I'm sleeping with my hand axes.
Okay.
And I sort of wondering where Vorko went to, so I kind of try to find him.
Okay. So you see him not far, like lying down, not far away from you guys. But he's hiding behind a corner, so if anything happens, he'll have a chance to get up and ready to fight. So, yeah. And
so he's sleeping?
Yeah,
he's still sleeping.
Yeah, okay.
It's just he moves slightly away from you guys, so he gets more space.
Alright, sorry, what were you saying that earlier?
Okay, so as you check on Vorko, you heard something from afar, from the path that Orlog says to be careful. You heard the voice sounds like a faint whisper. You can't really tell what it is, but sounds like a faint whisper that gently talks to you. What do you do?
It says,
"Touch the blade."
I'm kidding.
Is that actually okay?
No. You can't quite make it out what it is, but you keep hearing.
I try to creep a little bit closer to
the source.
See if I can make it out.
Okay, so you move a bit closer. Let's say you move a little bit closer towards this area. Now
Sure.
You can hear the voice getting clear. Like it's like 1,000 kind of songs that mix together. It forms a gentle rhythm that speaks a language you can't make it out. The whisper became stronger. It sounds like multiple people singing in a language you don't know.
I have a feeling going to investigate by myself is a bad idea. So I'm gonna head back and look for whoever has not had a watch yet, and actually I'll go to the Italian and sort of try to wrestle her awake to tell her hey,
Oh.
wake up for a second.
What is it, dear?
I just heard some. I think there's some weird. I think there's some weird whispering noises coming from further down the passage back there. But I didn't really want to. I don't want to go there by myself.
Okay. I can come with you if you like. Otherwise,
Could you? Thank you.
Okay, so the two of you decide to investigate, so to speak.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys.
I am going stealth. Stay
Do
behind
I-
me a little bit, dear.
Okay.
Do I hear them like walking past me?
Did you go to sleep? Well,
I did go to sleep, but I imagine like
okay,
I'm.
so you are in a light sleep. So you do hear like Rivani is not being quiet, so she's walking right past you for the second time. So you're now awake. Do you immediately
I'm
jump
not.
up?
I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting up, but I'm saying, where are you going?
You totally spooked her.
Voices up in the cavern. You coming with?
Yeah.
Right.
Only because I don't want to get myself killed.
All right. Quiet
Oh,
behind me.
The more the merrier.
I ignore her and I just walk forward, not
Okay,
stealthily.
so you take the lead.
If he does that, I let him go, and I'm just like, if anyway, just gonna let him.
All right,
And
so
I pull my greatsword out and I just slowly say to it, "Time to feed you some blood.
okay.
Time to feed you.
Some blood.
Time to feed you.
Okay, so like for Vorko and Rivani, you see Tali like blends in around each corner. However, like as Vorko taking the lead, you heard the voice getting stronger and stronger. Eventually, it sounds like a choir. Like a lot of people start singing all at once, and the tune reaches to its climax as you enter this section. You don't see anything in particular. Like you see in front of you is just a plain spot. However, you get this feeling that the voice is coming out from the center.
I'm letting Vocal stay 10 feet ahead and keeping Ravani with me in case something bad happens. He's my canary.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I'll walk forward and investigate."
Okay, so as you get closer, roll for investigation. You might want to roll in public because I think.
Oh, is that? Oh, wait.
We
Yeah,
can't
you've
see
been
it.
rolling in private mode.
Oh, you know what? My settings was all weird.
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah, my settings has it set for GM only. It was.
That's weird.
That's strange.
Where? Where does it say GM only?
It says it on. It has to be from the sheet. I need to find it on my sheet.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry.
Maybe whisper
guys.
rolls to GM.
I'll always whisper rolls. Okay, never whisper
Okay,
rolls.
so
There
never
we go.
whisper roll. That's probably the case. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, you rolled a 15, so it's pretty good. As you take another footstep toward, like forward, you stopped and like hold yourself in place by grabbing the rock on the side because you just spotted something ahead. Just the place you were gonna set foot on. You took your step back and looked closer. The ground looks like it doesn't seem for a place that's been down here for over a few hundred years. The spot looks squeaky clean, like someone has been scrubbing this place every day. Not a single dirt is on the floor. And
That's not.
and the
weird at
platform
all.
looks like extremely smooth.
Oh, it's like a platform.
Yes.
We
It
see
looks
this
like
as well.
it looks like a floor. It's just it looks like someone set something on it, so it's not only squeaky clean, but also like horizontally flattened. Like all the other places, you found rocks, you found small, like different spot, different ups and downs. But for this spot, it looks just plain out flat. Like, yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird.
And
Which
do
reminds
we-
you of something you saw before when you travel with Orlok to get into the Underdark. When
Okay.
you enter this cave, you saw in front, you saw behind Orlok, and he kind of whispers something, and the floor.
Do I recall what he said?
Yeah, you recall. Orlok once whispers something, and it opens into a deeper passage.
Do I know what word he said specifically?
He probably
Okay.
said it in Dwarvish, and you're not really paying attention. So, I'll say, roll for a pure intelligence check to see if you can recall the exact word.
Oh man, that's asking a barbarian to roll an intelligence check, man.
Well, you have the headband, so.
That's true. I
It's a
rolled a 20.
No, it's a 20. It's not
No,
a natural
not a
one,
natural.
but it's a 20. Anyway, at first you can't really make it out, but you think that a boost from the headband kind of helps you, enlightened you, and you remember the word being "om." Yeah, it's just a simple syllable. "Om." That's it. The floor starts shaking, and as you finish the syllable, the floor in front of you disappears and turns into a giant, kind of blackish, sand-like spot. Let me. Whoops, you're not in the spot, but I'm gonna move you away because you're.
Yeah.
That. Yeah. Yeah. It just lies right in front.
Does it look familiar?
It doesn't. It
Like, have I
actually
ever
looks
encountered-
weird because last time Orlok said the word, it opens a passage directly to the underground, to the Underdark. But this time, it just looks like a part of sand that just appears out of nowhere. You think that if you link one to one, you think that the word he says might be some kind of a spell or ruin that could break the illusion of the surroundings. Okay, what would you like to do? It's blocking almost all the way of the
Do I
intersection.
know? Do I
So-
recognize like what it would be? Like, have I encountered anything like this before?
Draconda is not. It's just It's just something in the jungle, right? Sorry. It might be a little
Yeah.
delve into. So yeah, you don't really recognize what this is, but every vibe in your body tells you this is dangerous.
Does it look like it's alive?
It doesn't. Like it looks like a natural terrain. However, you just feel like deep down in your heart, it's dangerous.
I'm gonna turn around and look at the small tiny girl and be like, and just point at it.
Okay.
Perfectly safe.
Anything arcane? Oh. I don't think so. Anything arcane that you recognize, Vanny?
I will actually roll for deception just to see if that
Yeah,
actually would
roll
work.
for deception.
Oh god.
Roll for insight. Two of you. Yeah. Like you'll have advantage.
Wow.
You'll have advantage though because
Shit.
because you guys don't
It
trust
genuinely
each
looks
other.
hostile.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
just-
Riveni kind of
So,
believes it. However, Tali
yeah, so,
isn't so much.
No.
So
yeah, so
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm like about to like shrug and like start walking forward.
Nope.
But
No.
So Tolly grabs you by the collar before you
Mhm.
put your foot into whatever that is. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, he's full of it. It looks bad. Anything arcane you recognize?
I can try. One moment, please.
Actually, if you want to check, roll for survival.
Oh.
Arcana
Okay.
is fine because it's fine. You try to see if there's any aspect of arcane involved. There isn't. You assume that this is created like by natural cause. So
No, nothing magical here.
All right.
Mhm.
This is well beyond my expertise. Well, how did
Can I roll a survival check?
yeah, all of you can roll for a survival check to see if you recognize what this is.
how did you know to activate it?
Orlog did something, spoke some dwarven word, and it dispelled whatever illusion was in front of us. So I
All
thought,
right.
probably it's the same thing.
Good recall. Maybe he might know again.
Maybe we should just toss him in and see what happens.
I'll admit that would be funny.
Both are really good ideas, I guess.
But I don't want to toss anybody in a pit.
It's perfectly harmless.
I say that and I stick my sword in, like, see?
Okay, as you stick your sword into it, the sudden suction of the ground immediately draws you in.
Nope.
The suction is really intense, but irregular. So roll for a strength check, all of you. So whoever is grabbing on to Vorko,
Wait,
I'm gonna
a
try
strength
and-
check or
Yeah.
saving throw?
strength check, to see if you can combat it. And pull yourself out.
Oh, I can't help well at all.
Tolly, yeah.
TPK.
So
TPK.
So with that, it's actually enough. So this, as you pull, like as both of you try to drag yourself out, the force that's sucking the sword in kind of stopped, and you guys all like leap, like pulled yourself back, and Tolly, because you're in the back, you probably hit your back on the wall. It doesn't do any damage, but it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruises.
Yes. And yeah, the part just looks the same. It doesn't do anything else.
But what is
For the
that?
record, I just roll over while I sleep. I'm like,
yeah. So
like,
yeah, those of you who are
nothing
staying in the
noticed.
camp, just
I'm gonna keep this in mind for later.
okay.
What is that? Is that like a quicksand or something?
Yeah.
With the
what's-
survival check, you think that this is some sort of natural kind of effect. It's not completely natural, so to speak, because it might be with your Arcana check. You can tell it's not created as a magical trap. But for what you can tell with the survival, this might have something to do with the temple being sunken in to the Underdark. So maybe some of the original protection of magic, of sorts, was altered when they entered the Underdark, because the radiation of the Underdark, something is altered. So yeah, before you guys went to sleep, you guys can clearly recall that you guys all went through this route, and it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Before.
Well,
Do I know what
let's-
kind of runes these are? Like, who made these runes?
So, are you
Fire.
inspecting the surrounding to try to find the ruin?
No, like I'm just saying, like, was I aware of like who originally created the ruins?
From Orlok's tale, you believe the dwarves inherited this knowledge from the powerful being they worship. However,
So dwarves built it.
no. Yeah, the dwarves build the surroundings, but
Fucking
they get
dwarves.
the knowledge from an unknown being, which is weird. Like
I'm still like cussing out loud, like
Fucking dwarves and their
yeah.
buildings.
Right, but for Verkal, for your knowledge, you recall that Orlok is specifically intrigued because dwarves usually only worship the dwarven gods. So like Moradin, like other like gods within the dwarven society, it's rare for dwarves to worship something that it doesn't even have a name. So, yep. And ruins, although some part of them are ancient knowledge, it's not specifically bounded to dwarves. But they inherited this, so it's another part that what drives Orlok try to investigate this area.
But if this is just quicksand, where were those voices coming from earlier?
The voice is coming
I don't get
from
it.
the center. Like
From the
within,
center?
yeah, within. Yeah, what you
Oh.
assume is a natural quicksand. Yeah.
Mhm.
What would you like to do? The voice is still coming out. It's
Ooh.
already past the climax part. It's starting to drop. Like the tone is starting to drop, and it gets a little bit sliding towards the darkness part. So the tone gets a little bit down. The voice gets quieter than before.
I see this as not an immediate threat, so I'm just gonna go walk back and go back to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with this anymore. We are gonna wait for the others to wake up and then try again.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
All right. So,
Oh yeah, by the way, as I'm walking out, I'm shoving Ravani
Okay.
past with no regard.
Okay.
Hey,
Just being rude. Okay. Right.
Just plain being rude.
All right. So, you guys return for the evening, and yeah, who's the next shift?
I'm assuming Vakeen took first watch, so I'll take this one.
Okay. So yeah, Tali, you don't like for amount of time you still hear the whisper, then you just stop.
Mhm.
Then the
Okay.
whisper just gone.
I just want to say, while I was doing my watch,
Mhm.
I was messing with the magical clothing or loin
Yes.
under. I'm like cutting it, trying to like get it off.
Okay. So, roll for a strength check to see if you can get it off.
20, not
Okay,
natural.
Nice. You easily take it off. You don't feel any resistance.
Was it benefiting? Like, could I also do like a check to make sure? Like, is it just a weird armor? Or
Yeah,
was there
you can,
other-
within your knowledge area, you can try to roll for either religious or arcana. It's your choice.
I'm hooped either way. So let's do religious. Yeah, it's still hooped. All of those are int-based skills.
All right, so you think that this clothes is dangerous and you should probably burn it.
Oh, okay. Yep, that sounds about right. Yep.
Do I see him messing? Because we're both doing the same watch. Do I see him messing with these clothes?
Yeah, you see him like
Okay.
taking
Do I-
off all of his armor and clothing just to try to get.
Do I
sleep.
recognize what it might be?
roll for a Arcana check. You're around him. You can sneak peek. That's totally fine.
I like I'm not playing a magical character, but I'm making this
Arcana's already
roll
better
for
So-
than
Arcana.
You recall that your father used to have one of these in the official events when he needs to attend to the meetings with other leaders. So, this is actually a cloak of formality, like a suit of formality. That's what its official name is called. So, it assists users to dress in a proper way that is well accepted in formal
Is it-
occasions. Yeah.
Well accepted by who? The
By-
wearer or
no, by normal people. Like, so imagine you're going to probably a banquet, a gala, or something. You need to speak to someone of a high importance. You want this kind of suit to be on you because it shows that you're being polite. You're following the society's standard. And the best thing about the suit is it also fits other viewers' like point of view. So maybe for example, maybe your draconic society view scales as the highest form of salute. So the suit will auto adjust itself to show scales, to show parts that honors your tradition.
what basically what other people's, is it like an illusion, like you see it or is it like physically changed?
It physically changed to fit. However, if there's two different viewers, it will project illusions. So for example, if you and a Viking in the same room, the suit will auto shift itself physically to fit your favor. And for others, if there's more than one who's staring at Viking, then it projects illusions. It's a
So I
complicated
probably
suit. It tries to do
I
best.
probably noticed at first that I'm trying to think like, why is he wearing traditional Draconda garbs? I'm like,
Yeah.
he's not Dragonborn. And then I realized what it is, and I'm like,
What? What's a person like you doing with an item like that?
we can't hear you.
We can't hear
We
you.
can't hear you, Nathan.
Sorry. So what happens if I try and cut it?
Are you
What
asking
happens
me?
if I try and cut it? Like, I want to actually try and cut it a little bit
You try to cut it?
because I would get stabbed, right? Like with this
Yeah.
on. So
Roll for
is
attack.
it self-healing?
actually. Or do you just wish to gently cut it to see what happens?
Yeah, I'm just trying to I want to poke
Okay.
a knife or something through it. Just
If
to
you
see if it
gently
rips.
poke it, it doesn't break. Like, you think the fabric is resisting the pocket knife, whatever you are using. You're not
I'm gonna
using.
see him doing
You're
it.
not using semi-unsealed pale justice, right? If you're
No,
using
no.
that,
I-
then the consequences will be entirely different.
I'm looking at him doing this. I'm like,
It's fucking magic, you idiot.
So I can't cut it.
No,
Hmm.
unless you want to cut it with a magic sword or magic scissors.
Well, what happens if it was on me and I got stabbed with a magical blade? I'm pretty much, yeah, it's useless. So
Do you even know what it's for?
yeah, annoying me.
I
Stupid. Right now, it wouldn't let me take it off. Like,
You
how
already
was I
took it off.
supposed to go? I know, but I had to rip it off me with brute strength. How was I supposed to? Yeah, it's not cool.
explained to him what it is.
Mhm. So suits.
That it's a
Suits.
magical
sorry.
form.
So, Vorko, you also realize why the suit won't come off that easy because, usually this kind of suits feels the need to adjust one's behavior to perform an adequate manner to the others. So if it deems the users not being in a proper way to present himself,
I explain everything except that.
okay. Okay. So yeah.
So, is there of any hope that I could control it?
Sure. Sure.
Like, do you know if I was wearing this and I'd be like, I want to be dressed in all purple velour because that's the in thing right now. Will that make me look awesome for my vanity?
So suits, for your knowledge, the suits will only
Suits
alter-
tumbling in the
Sorry,
void.
no, right. Sorry,
What?
Orko. Sorry, my bad. Orko. So, for your knowledge, you believe that the suit itself will not change, based on users' feelings. It's more like, viewers' feelings. So it based on what appears based on the results of how the other viewers seeing the user. So yeah.
I explained to him.
Yeah, if you really concentrate, you could.
Roll for deception. And
Do I
You know,
really
when-
even have to?
all right.
When the
all right.
barbarian's smarter
You're
than
trying
the
really hard to lie to him, right? I would say you have to. Viking, roll for insight. Just for giggles. All right. All right.
Is it a success? I don't know.
It's a tie. So
There's
let's just put it this way.
Waiver of doubt. I kind of
Yes.
believe you, but I don't.
You think
And you're like-
that he has no reason to lie to you? On the other hand, it doesn't really function the way when you try to do that. So you are in doubt, so to speak.
It takes time.
Out of character, does it do anything other than cosmetic, or is it? Is there like a
no? It's
perception or
actually
performance
just a suit
increase?
for just to make you look good. So it doesn't really bonus your AC or anything, but if you
But it
wear
does
it
give you a
in
bonus
the
to charisma.
official events, you will get advantage on performance as well as like charisma based stuff. You'll get advantage.
I am good at charisma, but I'm also okay. I'm gonna put it in my bag, my regular bag, because I don't have the bag of holding.
Okay.
And I'm seriously contemplating whether or not I just cut it with semi-sealed fate and use it as toilet paper.
Okay.
Since I think that's a greater need right now than having a business suit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm contemplating how did this guy survive this long.
Yeah, because
The Underdark.
you just witnessed someone taking out all his armor and like things to protect him in the Underdark, just so he can be in nude. So.
When I'm finally nude, I'm like stretching. I'm like, that's awesome. Just like, feels great again. Okay.
All right.
I put my armor back on.
after this
And the cloak
part-
goes.
Yeah, this part takes a while. So by the end, you finally take it off. Your shift has already ended. So the final shift will be Hamura. Yeah.
That
so-
cut back to after everything else that happened
Mhm.
with the sand.
Flashback.
Okay. So Hamura, let's see. Roll. What's your passive perception? Are you actively watching or just sitting there thinking?
I'm watching, but
Okay.
not too hard.
Then
my
roll for
passive
perception. Roll for perception because you're actively watching for stuff. Okay.
That's the same as my passive. All right.
Okay. It's fine. You actually noticed something. So you were not awake. Magic close up. Busker. Nice. Nice. All right. So back to Hamura. You heard a lot of voices when you were asleep. and you just ignore them because you think you're dreaming.
Mhm.
But now, when you sit up and you examine the surroundings, you notice that a few of the ruins kind of shines. They're on the walls. They kind of shines and dies. Like, so imagine kind of like a platform of exhibition. So what am I talking about? Kind of like the ruins just shines and dies like stars, so to speak. So part of them shines on the walls for a split seconds and then just vanish. They look in various colors. They shine in various tone of colors. They don't necessarily do any damage or create anything, but from what you can tell, this is definitely not normal. The thing about your view is part of them looks similar to what your cousin did on your arm. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna keep it in mind. Just keep a close eye on it.
Okay. So after about you think at probably near the half of your watch, all of the runes suddenly just goes back to like plain carvings. They stop shining. It just goes back. Yeah. And you think that, judging by how Orlog knows the time during the Underdark, you think that this might be how he managed to judge time, because maybe a cycle, like during the cycle of day, this kind of things happen. So
once he's up, I'm gonna ask him about it.
Okay. So it is uneventful. Yeah, it is uneventful, except some weird noise from afar. Nothing happens. Yeah, you assume that there are natural sounds within the cavern, and at the end of your shift, everyone wakes up. You are all back in full health. Yep, and you're now well rested. So yeah, what would you like to do next at this point?
So I think Ravani and I told them the story of the tar pit.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm cleaning the blade, which I think I haven't. I don't have I suppose I have a name for it, but I don't know what the name is yet.
Normally, it's just a sword of vengeance. You can call it whatever you like. It's up to you.
I talked to the spirit too. I mean,
okay.
Me and the spirit have conversations.
Yeah, you try to channel your ancestors' spirits. They don't respond to you like they normally do. They respond like they normally. It's like a family meeting. Every of the spirits have a say in things. However, this time they seems a lot quieter.
Haven't fed it in a while.
Yep. So yeah, Vorko is cleaning his swords. What are you guys? What are the others trying to do at this point?
Are there? It says here in the bag of holding, there's like a long sword still in here. Is that still the case?
Yep.
I believe so. If no one ever took it out, I believe.
No, that's stuff that, like, when I got my stuff back, I put the stuff that I stole from their room in there. I had a chain shirt.
That's what I'm
sword.
saying. If no one take it out, it should be still in there.
We don't have the 3 bottles. We don't have the 3 regen bottles anymore.
I never got a chance to sell them. We should.
Oh, you didn't? No.
No.
Never mind then.
It was never sold. So
No.
it's
When I take it out of the sort of bag of holding for a quick look at it, does it look like a especially nice looking longsword or
Special looking longsword?
well does is it like a good quality longsword? I mean,
Viking, did you take any longswords from the weaponry?
Yeah, you remember that was where I got the armor from.
Yeah. So
I had like the long sword,
Yeah.
a short sword, the bow,
hmm
10 arrows, and a chain shirt.
What I mean is, did you keep it on you, or did you put it into the bag of holding?
When I got my stuff, I
Okay, you put.
I
all
took
the other...
my stuff out of the bag of the holding, and I put that stuff that I wasn't using into the.
Okay,
the
so yeah, Rivani, you
bag.
found a longsword within. Viking was using it before.
Those are important. You never know when you need more metal,
Yes.
especially with the psychopath over there that demands sacrifices of shiny things. And I point over at Homura. The fish is to keep the cats happy. The metal is to keep the dwarves happy. There's a plan to my madness.
Mm-hmm.
I just look at Viking weird. Right.
Did you take it?
Well, I sort of take it out of the bag of holding, and I kind of want to. My sort of plan right now is to try and sort of practice some of my magic because I want to try and enchant this sort of long sword into like a to make like a flying sword.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Okay. So you're trying to create a magical item. Okay.
Are you doing this out in the open?
Well, I mean, well, I assume I would like.
Do you have
try to find...
access to fly spell at this point?
No.
Or anything levitation or anything related?
I don't believe so.
Okay, then I would say you'll need stuff like that, or you will need someone to guide you through how to work on that. So you can't prepare the materials for a flying sword. It's totally fine.
Yeah. When I say like flying sword, I mean like the flying sword like from like the monster manual.
Yeah, I know. It's
like
just
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They are enchanted in a way you have to have specific knowledge.
Yeah. Okay.
To
Okay.
understand that. So
yeah, I get that.
Okay.
Funny enough,
okay.
I think Homura might be able to do something with it with spirit weapon.
Yes.
Well, no, spirit weapon, right?
Maybe.
Oh, spiritual weapon?
So if you
Like,
guys combine your force, I would say
with a spiritual weapon?
Yeah. I would say you can. It just takes a long time and extensive amount of resources. Yeah, because creating a sentient weapon is not that easy. Well, if you just want to create a flying sword, you can do that by yourself. It's fine. If you acquire Homura's help, you can get it faster, but you will still need some resources to pull that off. And you can, it's impossible to do it right now. So, just saying.
Yeah. So I at this point I'm sort of studying the weapon a bit just to.
Okay. Cool.
Just like mentally knowing down like what I would need and.
I'm gonna mark it down on your character sheet. So it says you're in the process of studying flying swords.
And eventually, I just sort of file that away for later, since we don't really have the like I wasn't really on our side right now, and I sort of just slid it back into the bag of holding.
Okay, cool. What are other people trying to do right now?
I'm just silently assessing everybody.
I'm gonna catch up with my uncle.
Okay. So,
Is it just
for-
like me and Tolly just like staring at each other, just like assessing each other? Like, how do we kill each other?
yeah, like what is his Achilles heel? Just weak spot, everything. Right.
Just like analyzing like each other's equipment. Like, what?
For Homura, I guess no one is following you, so you walk along the path yourself. You guys shared the story of the giant
Yeah.
pit, giant sinking
Yeah.
pit. However,
Yeah.
Homura, as you walk towards the location, you realize that either they're sleepwalking and dreaming about stuff, or the pit just magically disappear overnight.
Can I investigate that?
Yep. Roll for investigation. For those of you.
Would we have mentioned that Vortal had said some words to make the pit appear?
Yep.
Okay.
So you know that the word is and that's it.
I'm assuming I have. Has Hamura walked into the room?
If you guys share the story, she probably did not. Not just yet.
Okay, I just stand back then.
Yeah. So the terrain looks normal. The terrain looks not only normal, but also looks like other spots. So
Is the pedestal still there?
yeah. So
Okay.
the pit is entirely gone. All of the floors, the ground, they look solid. They looks like normal tunnel ground.
Does it seem like the illusion or whatever was hiding it was like had reset? I guess
It doesn't look like illusion at all. Like the illusion you saw before makes the whole surrounding clean and it makes it look nice. This looks like natural terrain. This looks like something that's been set for centuries. It's dirty. There are moths on the floor. The paths are crooked and like jagged. So yeah, it doesn't really look like it's magically enchanted from what you can see at this point.
weird.
Yep. Do you move forward?
I'm just gonna keep standing there. I'm gonna wait for somebody to walk into the room.
Okay. So you guys just gonna stand there just to
Both of us are just gonna like
Yes,
stand up. I
just
feel
wait
like
and
just
see.
stand there like.
Just gonna keep looking for my uncle.
Okay. So you don't see them around the corner though. Like before you are fairly certain that they are studying ruins along this side of the wall. But you didn't step forward into the pit to check around, but from what you can sneak peek around the corner, it doesn't seem that they're there anymore.
Mm.
They probably moved to a new spot. So, what would you like to do at this point?
Go back to everyone else, I guess.
Okay, so you move back to the group and share the story with other people.
I'm just gonna sit back and just
Okay, cool.
just casually wait for everybody.
Cool.
I might throw a rock into the middle of the room.
It just bounced on the ground
Alright.
and roll into like which direction you are throwing it. Yep.
Okay, I'll just wait for everybody to show up.
So I guess you guys have nothing else you want to do. So moving forward. Okay. So
well,
all of you. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Rivani. What were you trying to say?
Sorry, I was just gonna say that I also wanted to sort of check on Nine to make sure he's doing okay. I guess.
He has been in a stasis form for the whole night. and it's almost as if he doesn't really need to sleep or anything. You're sure he does because he's still a life form, and every life form needs to rest. Just maybe his style is a little bit different. So as you guys all approach,
I take some of that observations sort of down in my notebook
okay.
and keep them both after that.
All right. So you guys all know what the surroundings are, what happened before. Nine is kind of looking confused, if he can express that expression. He's like, but from what I understand, it doesn't look that bad. And he pulls out one of his arrow from the bag of from what his belongings, and kind of shoots. So from his wrist, a stream of blue bolt kind of converts and hits the ground. It just makes a dent on the ground. It doesn't do anything else. He's like, it seems fine to me.
It's normal. Go.
So I'm gonna rummage through my explorer's pack and pull out some rope. I'm gonna come over here, tie the rope around my waist, and give the other one to the big burly guy. I'm like, hold on to this. And I'm just gonna.
You're handing it to me?
Yeah, the guy that I don't know.
Oh yeah. All right. Whatever. I'll just grab it and be like,
This is like a trust fall. So don't fuck this up. Is basically what I'm going for. And I like run, and I'm going right to the middle of the room.
Okay, so as you run forward, you think you're running way too fast, and the wall is just right in front of you, and you bump your head onto the wall. And you kind
by the
of
way,
falls
when
onto your
when he ran into the room, I spoke the word.
Okay, you spoke but nothing really
Om.
happens. Yeah. So all you can see is that Viking running like something is chasing him behind, hits the wall, falls back to the ground, and that's
I
it.
was gonna belly flop, by the way.
Yeah, okay, belly
But no. Since the floor is solid, there's no point in
Yeah, so
I jump. Like I'm like, what do you mean the floor was like not a floor? This is crazy.
yeah.
Can I think of any like logical explanation for that? What could have caused that?
You've been down here long enough. You've seen some odd shit. So I would say, yeah, roll for an intelligence check. Try to connect the dots. You have advantage on that part. So yeah, you think that these are kind of effects like that transforms an area into something else. It might not be the floors being enchanted. It feels more like that some underdark radiation kind of alters the original magic that affects the area. So when it enters certain time period, it will like shows up, and when the time period is like done, it just vanish.
Holy crap! Are you saying like it phases in and out of time here?
More like it's phased in and out of like kind of space. So maybe a certain time period, this spot is not the original spot anymore. It's like it opens a hole in dimension.
That's insane.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you share the knowledge with the group?
No, I say nothing.
Okay.
I don't tell anybody that. I'm just sitting there like, I just walk on. I just walk on past him.
All right.
I walk on past him. I still have the rope in my hand. I'm like,
just toss it.
just kind of throw it over to. I like toss it on him. There you go. Trust fall.
I like gather it up, put it back in my bag.
At this moment, you heard a loud yelling from afar that comes from this distance. The yell contains the emotion of fear.
All right, let's go.
Kind of immense agony. For Hamura, you recognize one of the voice. There are two voice. One of the voice is your uncle's.
Can I recognize that as well? Because that asshole, him and I kind of bonded
Yep.
over
You
his
totally
torment.
recognize his voice.
Oh,
Is the other voice Orlog?
I'm heading towards
Yes, you for Vorko, you totally recognize the voice as Orlog.
I'll run over.
Yeah. From
What the hell
when
has
you
he gotten
run
himself
a bit
into?
closer, they don't sound like they're talking anything. They're talking in a word you can understand. It's more like they're yelling in fear, so to speak. So yeah, as you approach where they're standing, from what you can see, darts are crossing through the air above them. They don't seem to be harmed, but they are rattled. So they are like running back and
I'm seeing
forth.
this.
Like,
I'm just standing
yeah, okay.
watching it like fucking idiots. Idiots.
Okay. So the darts that are crossing above their heads, you think that they are kind of mechanism to protect something. And those two dwarves are just running back and forth, yelling and screaming in fear. That's all they do.
I burst out into laughter.
Okay. They
When I-
seem like they're running even faster. Their face grows even like red, like more and more red. And it feels like they are probably reaching an exhaustion just because running and screaming takes a lot of energy. So yeah.
So are you saying like the darts are for people that are taller than them and it's just going over their heads
Yes.
and they're running around underneath like
Yeah. But at
My
first
sleight
you
of hand
think
check
that-
was to
Oh,
like
sorry. Go ahead.
have a rock and like throw it at Gundren. I'm like, dance, monkey dance, and I'm like laughing at this.
Okay. So you throw a rock at him. Roll for attack.
No, like passive, like
Oh, okay. Okay. Just
I'm
gently
trying-
toss a rock at him.
the sleight of hand was so that like nobody else noticed me throw a rock
Okay.
at him.
So the rock bounced
Do I
off his
notice?
body, but that's the thing. Sorry, Hamura, you definitely notice because what's your passive perception first?
12.
Million.
Okay, you
She's
definitely
wisdom.
notice that Viking just tossed a rock at your uncle. However, the weird
I'm
thing
helping!
is that when you toss the rock at Gundren, it bounces off, but he doesn't stop screaming and yelling. And from what you can tell, you've been watching for about a minute or so, they're always yelling in the same tone and running in the same spot, like back and forth.
like the
It's
exact
like
same
they've
pattern.
been practicing this. It's like they're following a routine.
Can
I'm
I-
looking for an off switch.
Yeah,
Can I roll a wisdom
I'm trying to look for
to
an
see if
as
I
well.
know if this is an illusion?
Okay, so Vorko, roll for a wisdom check. Sorry, Revani, what was you trying to say?
Trying to find an off switch like Tally's doing.
But we don't
Okay.
know.
Mhm.
So, Tolly and Revani, you have you both can roll investigation, or you can help one another, and the other one gets advantage. It's up to you guys.
I'll help Tally.
Okay,
Oh, God.
so roll
Okay.
for investigation,
Investigation?
with advantage.
Oh,
And for Vorko, you can't really. You don't think this is magical.
Hmm.
It's just what your check tells you. For Tolly, you don't see
Mhm.
any kind of off switch. However, you do see that the platforms Gundren and Orlocks were stepping on, there seems to be one of the paddle that's kind of sunken into the floor whenever they run through it. It's a choke point, so you will have to go through that part no matter what. It's just that because they're short, it doesn't really hurt them. However, this is unnatural because you don't think they're affected by the darts. You think that there's something else that caused them to run around in fear.
Yeah.
And they look, each seconds pass, they look more and more exhausted, and now their face starts to go pale. It's like they're running out of oxygen or air, breathable air. Sorry.
Do they ever pass close enough that I could just grab one of them and
Yeah,
hold
they've
them?
been like running back and forth just this part. So
Okay.
if you get close enough, you can grab them without triggering the switch.
Right. I tell the others, like, I'd like to turn off whatever this is, but worst case, they're about to collapse. Like, they need to be stopped.
No kidding.
I'm guessing I
I'm gonna
noticed
help
this.
try to grab one of them.
Okay.
I'll grab Orlog.
So who is reaching in to grab them?
I'm grabbing in to reach Orlog.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to grab Gundren.
Okay. So Homura and Vorko, when you reach your hands inside, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Oh wow, that's my best skill.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
All right.
That is
Utterly
my
wild.
best skill.
All right. Then for both of you, you all see that the split second Vorko and Homura puts their hands into it, they kind of pause for a second, and they start yelling in fear.
Oh, I don't yell. I just run back and forth.
You do, because you fail your saving throw. So it's weird to see a dragonborn, full-grown dragonborn yells in pain and fear, just like kind of like just talking gibberish, and they start running. And
Okay.
I'm gonna murder somebody after this.
for those of you who are outside, you have the chance to try to grab their neck and try
Yeah.
to pull them back.
If
just
I'm with him,
like a
I
second.
gotta.
Yep. So
I'll try and grab the dragonborn.
okay.
So who's in there now aside from the dwarves? Vorkal and
Yeah, Vorko
Homura?
and Homura.
uh,
You don't need any checks because they're not within you guys are not within the vicinity. You grab them by the collar and
Yeah.
drag them out. You don't even need to, because they are not resisting. They're just yelling.
Yeah.
Yep. But they are kicking
Okay.
really hard. So yeah.
Can they hear me?
Yeah.
Can they hear us? I'm like, okay, move back, guys. I got this.
Okay.
And I want to get the other people behind me.
Okay.
Wait, did we just get grabbed and pulled out of there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking magic.
You're not fully back to normal, but in your mutter you can say fucking magic because you're now getting semi-conscious.
when
I'm
he
not happy.
when he sort of says that, it pretty much confirms my suspicion that something's wrong, and I want to try and use my Arcana to figure out what's going on here.
Roll for Arcana check for those of you who want to seek what caused this effect.
I would love to know what just happened to me.
Yeah. So Homura,
Yeah, I kind of want to know
finally,
too.
For Vorko and Homura, at the moment, you feel when you enter the area, you feel immense fear. Like something just struck you that you'll have to get it out. Like your worst nightmare just come true, and times 10. So it's a really unpleasant experience. For Homura, you have heard some sort of magic that might cause fear to the others. However, you don't see anyone who's casting the spell. From the surroundings, judging by the surroundings, you can see what you can see is some part of the ruins is kind of glimmering in a red light. Just a few, not too many, like about 4 or so. And you think that that might be something that cause the effect. So Gundren
Can I
and
reach the
Orlog
runes?
is currently about to collapse. They look extremely pale, like life is already being sucked out of them. And when they run in a really slow pace. What would you guys like to do at this point?
So
So wait, so it's caused by runes on the wall?
Yes.
I'm gonna point the runes out.
There are about 4 of them shining in red light.
Where's the closest one to me?
The closest one to you is where you reach your hands in. It's just right next to you on the left.
Is it a sword swing away?
Yes.
I swing at it with my sword.
Okay. You swing to the left, and when the moment it hits it, you felt a strong, like huge wave of force just pushes you back. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't flip you over. However, it just washes you back. Roll for a strength check to see if you can successfully crack it. Okay, so with the 11, it's not really enough. The tip of the sword is almost hitting the ruins, and then
Even if
you're
it's a
propelled
magical
back
sword?
and slam yourself onto the wall. It's like yep.
I pick myself up and I ready myself for another swing.
Okay.
As he's doing that, I sort of get starting the same idea, and I want to try and sort of throw a firebolt to see if that might damage.
Throw a firebolt at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll for attack. Roll for attack. This time, roll for attack. Yep.
There we go.
Okay. It hits.
Like,
The roll for damage. Let's see how much damage you've dealt.
that's
Just click on the firebolt words, and you can get the damage.
oh yeah, okay, sorry.
That's fine. All right. 1
Oh.
point of damage.
1. Wow.
As the firebolt hits the rune, you see that at first you think the blast is enough. However, you see that it kind of siphons the energy of your firebolt into the rune, and it grows into a color of blood. It gets darker red, and it grows into a color of blood. And the moment it glows, Gundren and Orlog collapse onto the floor.
Oh,
Just
I'm gonna try to go in there and get them when they collapse.
okay. So, do you wish to jump inside or throw a rope at them?
I'm gonna jump in.
Okay. Roll me another wisdom saving throw.
Like,
As soon as Hamura goes forward,
Okay.
I start panicking when I sort of react like, oh no, that doesn't work at all.
at this point, I'm just playing Elven Anchor in case she starts sprinting like a madman.
Okay.
Was this enough time for me to do another to swing again?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So Vorko goes for another swing. Well,
Can I-
Hamura doesn't look like you see her froze in place. She's not running. She's not yelling. She's just frozen in place. For you, Hamura, you feel the tremendous fear once again. However, with all of your might, you pray to Moradin and tries to resist the urge of yelling in fear. You will not want to disgrace yourself or your god. However, the wave of fear is like ferocious, is strong. You can't really push it back. You are like struggling with it. So that's why you are frozen in place. So for those of you who are seeing Hamura, she's just standing right there.
You,
Yeah.
You're right.
By the way, I was gonna make this a reckless attack.
Okay, go for it. So for Tali, you ask Hamura if she's alright. She doesn't respond to you. It's like she can't even hear anything. For
Backwards and out.
for Vorko, your greatsword swings true, and as you clashed onto the ruins, at first you think the ruins is trying to like some of your like strength, some of the sheer force of swinging at it, kind of like escape you in a way that you think it's trying to siphon the energy from you. However, the tremendous force you swing breaks it and cracks it as the ruin cracks into half, and the red light suddenly all stops. And Hamura, you gain your conscious back. You're no longer in fear.
Yay!
However, Gundren and Orlog are still collapsed in place, and judging by what you can see, they doesn't seem like they're breathing.
Can I do a medicine check on them?
Yep. Roll for a medicine check.
I'll assist if it gives you advantage.
Advantage. Nice. So you think they're in so much shock that they kind of just forgot breathing anymore. So yeah. With your medicine check, you kind of slam your fist onto each of their chest, and with a
Breathe,
and yeah,
you.
they kind of start breathing again. Yep. So they're still lying on the ground, unconscious, but at least they're breathing at this point. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna pull out a whetstone and just check
Drag
the
Gundren
little,
back to camp.
just
So
sharpen my
you
sword.
throw the rope at them and try to drag them back. The darts are swinging. The darts are still flying across each other as you drag them over the trigger, and it just stopped. Yep. So you drag them both to safety, back to the camp. Yeah.
So, based on like my backstory and crap like that, me being a fearmonger generally
Yes.
would be a safe description. Have I seen something like this before?
Actually,
Like
you
magic
don't need any
items that
check.
would
You
cause
don't
fear?
need any check to know that Mirko actually likes to kind of toy with his believers in a way that he would like to spread the fears of dying. It's not as tremendous as this one, because this feels more like a brute force. Like Mirko is like, he spread his whispers, spread his like might over the innocent people, and or even one of his believers try to just enjoy the fun as they fear him. Because fear is more of a territory belongs to Bane, another god you are familiar with. But Mirko also likes to spread fear. It just he views this type of spreading fear as a like
He feeds on the fear of
inelegant way.
people
Yeah,
dying.
he prefers
Or
a more
their
gentle
fear.
touch of spreading fear.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
this was runes on the wall rather than like an actual.
Yes. No one's actually casting it, and you can see the once Vorko crush the ruin on the wall, it just stopped. Yep.
Hey, by the way, how's my sword looking? I just slammed a metal sword into stone.
Yeah, your
How is it
sword looks
looking?
just fine. You feel a little bit
Magic weapons.
like you feel a little bit weak on your grasp though. So the great sword seems slightly heavier than you expect. So it only
weird.
lasts for a few seconds and it passes. So yeah.
I'm blaming it on magic.
Okay.
I want to ask Nine if he can help
Okay.
drag the two back to camp.
Yeah, 9 is like, no need. I can cure them. So, and he lay his hands onto Gundren as well as Orlog. A kind of blue energy kind of streams from his body and into both of them, as they are both cured for, let's see, D8. Okay, they're both cured for enough for them to stand up and gain their consciousness. The first thing Gundren woke up and says is like, "What the fucking? Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah. For Homura, the fucking thing, the word he cursed after he said that is your family name. So it's like he cursed you. From what you can tell, is probably your father again. So yeah, they had this deep grudge against each other. So it's not surprised he will say that. Yep.
I'm just going like, oh, that's amazing. I didn't know you could do that.
Orlog is like speechless when you say that's amazing, and
No, I mean, I'm telling you the 9.
yeah, but Orlog thinks that you're talking to his fear running in the tunnels. He was like, "Are you being serious?
What?
We were just running in tremendous pain and fear, and you were saying."
What? No, awesome. I was. No, like nine just uses his blue building has to revive you.
For the
that was cool.
So from Ravani, what you can tell, and Homura, you think that that's a kind of weird form of cure wounds. It's just that instead of using magic, it's more like coming off directly from 9. Kind of a mutated way of performing it. However, yeah, Orlog is like, okay, all right, I'm sorry. And he turns to 9 and says, "Thank you for saving my life. We were just examining the walls, and I think I found something along this area that says could free the being, and he will grant you a wish of sorts. I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood, because I do not want to go back there again. So it's like the worst nightmare of my life. So pardon me, I think I need a moment for myself." And Oleg starts walking towards a corner and just sits there, just quietly sits there. Yep. Gundren is still in shock. He's like, okay. He couldn't really mutter a word, basically. Yep.
I started trying to like wave a hand in front of his face to see if he's okay.
He slapped your hands away. He's like, I'm conscious. I can see you. It's just. Ugh.
Okay, sorry. I'll leave you be then.
Thank you. And yeah.
When I
he
start to
actually walks towards Homura and he says, "I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's just that I just dreamed of your father. Just, I'm sorry. It's just, you know how much the wedding bugs me, right? And you know that the wedding he refers to as your parents. So, from what you can tell when you grew up, he's the one that trashed the wedding. Basically, just like crush it and says, after a few pounds of ale, it just says they're not a fit and make it really awkward for everyone at the wedding. So, yeah. You assume he relived that image over and over again. So, yep. And he just walks to a corner.
Well,
What image did I see that made me scream like a little
For
girl?
you, Vorko, you saw how the stranger stabbed his weapon into your father over and over again.
Oh no, he cast magic.
Yeah, like. Alright, sorry. Let me rephrase. He cast magic onto your father and reduced him to nothing. And it just happens over and over and over again.
I'm recalling that image and I'm just getting more
Yep.
furious.
Yep.
At the idea.
For Hamura, you actually remember the moment that you lost your arm, the accident that costs you your arm, and you are forced to relive the pain and the fear over and over. So yeah. So it's unpleasant. What would you guys like to do now?
I tried to sort of walk up to Farkle to sort of ask, like, are you all right? You kind of got caught in that trap too, huh?
I just kind of look over at her and just scoff, like, I don't acknowledge
You
her.
don't really say a word, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
I say, okay then. And I sort of go back to sort of take a better look at the.
Okay. As you
the
walk
trap
deeper
that-
into the tunnel, because Tolly actually points out where the triggers of the
Yeah.
mechanism are, so you don't step on it. However,
Right.
you don't feel anything. Like before that, you see those of who are caused by the effect are running in fear. You don't feel the sensation of anything. So yeah.
So the darts aren't still like flying around? Or?
The darts stopped at this point.
Okay.
You believe that, Tolly, actually, you believe that the mechanism works because Orlog and Gundren repeatedly step onto the trigger point. That's what
Yeah.
caused it to fly over and over.
Sticky keys, gotta love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trigger point is not huge. You think you can jump over it once you figure it out, but yeah. What would you like to do at this point? There are more ruins carved on the wall. It's just those who are who were working, it just stopped. Yeah.
I sort of call out to what do we do now? Do we check out what's on the other side of this tunnel now, or?
If it's an exit, hell yeah. Otherwise, exits? How do we get out of here?
Orla,
I'm
when
so
he
done
heard
with
exit,
the janky magic shit
Yeah.
of down here.
Yeah. Orla, when he hears exit, he's like, here. He turns around. He's still shaken, but he turns around and hands you, whoever is next to him, I believe. From judging by what is standing currently, Hamura. So he hands the book to Hamura and says, judging by the lore, if you break the bonding of whatever is strapped in here, you can summon the mighty being and he will grant you a wish. So if your wish is to get out of here, so you can probably ask for that. Here.
How did you guys get in here? There has to be a way out. Besides wishing for it.
It's a one-way ticket. The entrance were forever closed after I used the magic. It needs a specific scroll, which I don't have currently. I was not gonna use the same passage anyway.
That's it's kind of dumb of you.
I wasn't.
Just so you know.
I know. I wasn't planning on leaving just yet. I was thinking of setting a spot here and then wish for a way out. But yeah, I didn't really think this through. So yeah, for Hamura, now you get a better look at Orlog. You think that he's the kind of scholar who doesn't really leave his library or anything. He just bury his head in studying, and he thinks that there's always an easy solution just to, if he wants out, he can just find a way out. So, yeah.
Wait, am I just hearing Orlog saying that he has no way to get out of here?
Yeah. So you're just right around the corner. You definitely heard him says that.
And he's never said that to me before, right?
No, he never said that. Yep.
I'm walking over to him.
Okay.
Where
He's
is
still
he?
shaken. He's still mumbling to himself a few words.
I'm realizing that this man is just a bumbling fool, and I shouldn't have followed him. I'm taking out my sword and I'm stabbing him.
Okay. So
I'm gonna try to stop that.
okay. So roll for attack. Oh, do you stop him, Hamura?
I would like to try.
Okay, go ahead. So
You can go ahead and
you
try.
No, you don't need to roll because Hamura is right next to you. So Hamura just bashes your swords the way out.
Get that metal hand back.
Yeah, just bashes the sword out of the way and says, "Yeah."
I'm gonna
Orlog
shove her.
Orlog is
I'm gonna shove her.
astounded by the sound and looks up and sees both of you. He immediately recognizes what you're trying to do. He's like, "Don't kill me, please, just."
You are the one who got me into this shit. You lied to me time and time again.
I think we
Give
can
me
just
one
make a wish
reason
and
why I
we can
shouldn't.
get it out. I mean that's what I think it works. The legend says that the giant the being, whatever that is, it grants you a wish if you set it free.
You talking about the same being that I'm looking for?
Well, not really. You know, it's like his avatar or something. I don't know. The Lord didn't really says that well. That's why I want to figure it out.
I'm taking another swing.
That's why I want to talk to him.
I'm taking another swing at him because I'm just tired of hearing him talk.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna keep trying to
But,
stop.
yeah.
But at this point, before I do that though, before I take another swing at him, I'm pushing Hamura away.
Okay, so this time
So I can
roll
get a
for
clean
strength
swing.
check, both of you.
Can I roll athletics?
No, just plain strength check. To a combat of strength. Okay. Hamura
Damn it.
pushes you back as you try to push her back, and she
Knock
actually
it off.
slams you to the wall.
I'm as tall as your knee, and I will fight you.
I like to see you try.
Okay.
Do I hear this sort of going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you're Ravani, you heard this as you're trying to turn around. At the corner of your eye, you see one of the ruin at the end of the tunnel starts to grow red and yellow, and then turn into green, and then all of a sudden it just dies down, and the stone starts shifting. You heard a sound of like stone being cracked, platform being shifted. Something is coming out of the ground.
Oh boy.
And
Oh,
that's
wait.
where we stop our session this week.
Robin,
Yep.
Oh no.
right before
Okay,
we
wait,
did that though,
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
right before any of that happened,
Okay.
when Hamura slammed me to the wall,
Mhm.
would you consider that an attack?
Not really. It's more like a contest of strength.
Mm,
Yeah, you are
You
trying
wanna
to push
attack-
each other back.
The wall might have attacked you.
Yeah.
I don't know, Homura.
Attack the
Would
wall.
you say you pushing me against the wall was an attack?
Was there damage done?
No, there was no damage done. So
Then it wasn't an attack.
if you wish for damage done, I can easily arrange that for you if you wish to. No, but for now, I'm just
Sure.
kidding.
That would
I'm
mean
just
that I have
kidding.
to make a
Want
roll.
dwarf to jump on your back.
I'm just kidding. For now, you guys show a contest of strength, so no damage done. If you wish
okay,
to
so-
perform damage, like perform attacks on each other, you can do that. You can certainly do that. But that
I
won't
just
be-
realized something.
Well, hold that thought a second. So where's like the cracking coming from? Actually,
from this way. With
Yeah,
the
okay,
corner,
so-
because you turn around and with the corner of your eyes you see this part, and this part starts rumbling.
okay, yeah. So like the
You can put on a giant X mark onto it if you wish to.
yeah. So basically, as I sort of
Yep.
as I sort of catch sight of that, I'm gonna run over to the ocean and sort of like plead them to stop, like stop fighting. Dude. There's wait, stop fighting. There's something. Something's coming. Something's coming up. I just saw something. Come out of the start coming out of the ground back there.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
We have bigger worries than killing
Rumbling.
Rumbling.
Yes.
this guy.
Oh my god, giant black letters just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah. Just falling from the
But yeah,
sky.
that's
What's the saving throw for? Just to restrain yourself?
No, the saving throw was about the sword.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
That's why I rolled the saving throw.
Interesting.
but yeah, that's the last thing I sort of do before
Cool.
we end the session.
Cool.
By the way, right now, the way it looks, the way my token is and Homura's token for me, it looks like the
Like
token
a
of the
dragon
body
head?
is. You have like a dragon head for Homura's body.
Yeah. How do I put it to the front? I think
Oh,
that should be better. I'm just gonna move her away from you guys. So it looks okay. All right. I'm gonna start recording.